Well,
Oh, I bet that's it.
Since you mentioned that, it came into my mind.
I think that's their dog, maybe.
I bet you're exactly right, because I've seen like the vehicle that would hold their dog.
Oh, you're right, so have I.
Yeah.
Me too.
Is that the
That's
rental? Is that the rental on there on Stanford?
Yeah, my dad owns it.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Yes, that makes sense. So
Yeah.
it's probably got an invisible fence. That's the collar, and then he lets it run through the park, and then it comes back. That's my guess. Okay. This is yeah, you should.
With a minute to spare. We have times on this damn repairs all day here.
It's, he didn't give me. You should, yeah, you got it.
Okay.
Mhm.
Watch the pot never boils, right? There it is.
Right.
Go ahead and call the Three Lakes Town Board of Supervisors regular meeting for August 15th, 2023 to order at 5:30. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
May I please get a report on the agenda posting?
The Three Lakes Town Board of Supervisors regular meeting agenda for August 15th, 2023 was posted in accordance with Wisconsin Open Meeting Law.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda in any order chairman sees fit.
I'll second the motion.
I didn't even get to call her name yet. Motion Baltus, second Bohm. Any
didn't-
discussion?
I didn't hear you ask for an agenda approval.
I know. People have things to do tonight. The only thing I will point out is down under item 10, Jason Leduha, Town Shop Labor Driver, not Township. So we have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
5-0. Announcements. I'll go in reverse order on this. Dam repairs will take place on the 9 Mile Dam Wednesday, August 16th. I just looked at the memorandum. There will be some flagging, but there is no times listed. So I'm going to go ahead and assume it will be pretty close to an all-day
Work
event
should be done by the end of that.
by the end of that week. Okay. All right. Then also on your agenda, I have a letter here from Bob Canada, who just walked in. Dear Three Lakes Town Board, I would like to offer a formal letter of appreciation on behalf of the Three Lakes Fire Department to Supervisor Ed Cottingham. Supervisor Cottingham not only has donated his time helping at the Three Lakes Firemen's Picnic, but also has and continues to donate his wages earned as a supervisor to supplement the retirement for members of the fire department. The Wisconsin Service Award Program is administered by the Wisconsin Department of Administration and is a tax-deferred benefit program which was developed to help maintain firefighters, first responders, and emergency medical technicians. This program allows for the contribution of the municipality to be matched by a state program. Respectfully submitted, Robert Canada. So Ed, congratulations on that. Thank you. Moving on, review and approval of the minutes from the August 1st meeting.
I'll make a motion.
Go ahead.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of the August 1st town board meeting.
Motion Cottingham,
Second.
second Okowski. Any discussion? Matt, no spelling errors?
How did I notice?
Okay,
You?
nope. All right, all in favor of approval?
Aye.
5-0. Reports and presentations. I'm going to go ahead and start on this. After discussion with Clerk Harris, we've tabled this twice now. And it's a request for a grant for the Wisners on their work at the former Briggs property. We put it off for the CUP approval from the county, which came in for the temporary work, which it's a little late in the season, whether they go ahead and do that or not, I don't know. I think with the confusion between the two different properties and so on, this grant is going to be for the construction that will take place at the Briggs property, which is nowhere near approval of a conditional use permit. So we can table it again for however many months, or we can go ahead and look at approving subject to a conditional use permit being granted by the county. Those are my thoughts.
Are we holding anything up?
We aren't holding anything up. We didn't hold anything up. If you remember, we had approved the
Yeah.
cup for the one next to Clayton's, subject to the county's approval, which came in, and then we submitted the grant, which was then approved.
Yep. And if I remember right, I'm the one that suggested we wait on this, and I have nothing, personally, I have no good reason to hold up the project. I just was worried that maybe we're putting the cart before the horse. Now, if there's a good reason to look at this sooner rather than later, I'm all ears.
I just
I
think,
just feel that, I'm sorry, I was gonna end by just saying that, yeah, I mean, we haven't had a conditional use permit or anything yet that I'm aware of.
no, we haven't.
So,
Well, the cup that you guys did see was for the outdoor
I
patio,
know
the food
that.
trailer and bar.
I mean, I'm aware,
Yeah,
I know
this
there's a lot
is
going on
later.
with this.
Yeah, this one's
There's a
later.
lot of Wisner projects, but I feel I'm in tune with what's what.
Mhm.
Yeah, this is what was approved on the 9th, is the temporary setup at Briggs.
I'm aware, but tonight we're talking about,
Correct.
I guess what I'm saying is if we
grant.
table, this isn't going to be tabled till September or October. This is probably going to be tabled until, they're ready to start looking at construction. So we might be talking,
Which I think
December,
was-
January, February, March.
2025 or something.
Yeah.
I forget that there was a timetable in here.
Right.
My opinion is then to table it until then,
Yeah.
when it's more relevant but I don't feel
But
strongly.
isn't the agenda topic a request for a town-sponsored community?
Grant.
Yeah,
Correct.
right, but the town's the applicant, correct?
We are the
We
applicant.
don't have to accept the grant if we don't want to.
Correct.
I'm not trying to speed up the process necessarily. I'm just saying that I don't see where we really have anything to lose by agreeing that we would apply when the time comes.
But
Exactly.
has the time came?
No.
No,
Yeah.
but
I just feel like a lot can change between now and then, and I don't feel strongly either way, but if it's not even time to apply for it yet, I don't see why this can't be brought back when it is time to
I
do
don't
something with
disagree.
it.
My thought process is instead of tabling for, months or a year or whatever, is we have the particulars in the grant. We have their communication of what the construction should cost and how much they're applying for. And as we did on the other one, we could look to approve the grant application or sponsoring the grant application, subject to all of the conditions of their cup being met and approved by the county. Then we don't have to push it farther down the road. We will monitor it because they're gonna have to go before our plan commission, which will kick it to us, which will kick it to the county anyway. So it will be back, but we don't have to then take action on sponsoring the grant.
And I suppose that
What-
would allow, when the time comes, when all that stuff is in place, it would allow the office or sewer, whomever to get moving on it.
Without
waiting
without
the
waiting
next
for our
meeting and
action.
Blah, blah, blah.
Correct.
The reason why I made the comments that I did, and I don't disagree with anything that's been stated. More than anything, I can only speak on my behalf, not yours. I want the Wisners to know that I am supportive of their projects and their investments in the community. And it's important for me to know that they know that. And I think that as a board, we need to let them know that we are in fact supportive. And I'm not implying that we haven't said that. So I'll check that.
Okay, I will make a motion that we approve sponsoring the grant application for the Wisner's construction project at the property formerly owned by Briggs, subject to all aspects of conditional use permit being granted and approved by the county when that time comes.
I'll second your motion.
Okay, motion Brisk, second Bohm. Any discussion further?
No, it could go either way.
Okay,
But I think I like your motion because I think it's letting them know that we are supportive of their project.
Yeah.
And when the time comes, let's get more detail and get down to business.
and it will be before us because it'll be
Yeah.
before the plan commission, it'll be before us, before it goes to the
You
county.
can always say no.
Right.
That we won't sponsor.
Okay. Then I'll call the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? 5-0. Treasurer,
The Three Lakes Area Chamber of Commerce Visitor Center detailed transaction report for how the room tax money is spent was reviewed and approved, reviewed by me, and that it's approved by their board. And the Three Lakes accommodation tax collected second quarter was $30,694.03. The town retaining $6,138.81. And the chamber will get a check for $24,555.22. We are ahead of 2022 by $6,314.98 for quarter two.
I noticed that. Anybody have any questions? You're excused if you'd like.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
So far.
Thank you.
Item D, the Pitlick and Wick sidewalk final pay request number 3. Josh?
Yeah, so the project is obviously wrapped up. This pay request in the amount of $19,277.08 is 2 change orders and the retainage held on the project. It is complete. All the punch lists there, this is on that change order. $1,050 was some specialty cut pavers in front of a property that had to match their patio with the sidewalk elevation. A lot of extra work than just your typical soft cut stuff. And then the other is some work that Pitlick did on the sanitary district's behalf, raising curb stops, stuff like that, that we'll get reimbursed for. So change orders were a total of $39.1625. And yeah, so that's about it. Project went well. I think it was on announcement last time, the enterprise lighting project is gonna be the banner project of the year. Whatever that's worth, that's good news.
So the amount due on this application is the $19,277.08, correct?
I'll make a motion in regards to the downtown sidewalk project that we approve application for payment number 3, which is the final payment in the amount of $19,277.08.
Motion Olkowski,
Second.
second Cottingham. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? 5-0. Sue, you have an update on the Veterans Memorial Committee.
Yes, we just wanted to bring the board up to speed a little bit that Pat will be going to talk to the paper. We just want to let them know about the Veterans Memorial, where we are at this point, any fundraising ideas they may have. We have picked our benches, we've picked poles. We're working with Town and Country Engineering. Josh is helping us. Before we put an article in the paper, we just wanted to bring the board up to speed that that's kind of where we were at. Pat is here if you guys have any further questions. You do have the Plan Commission minutes, I think, from before. So we just didn't want to hit the paper without you guys being aware. Just more of an FYI.
I didn't have any questions, but I wanted to thank Pat Volk, and I wanted to thank Clerk Harris and everyone else who has worked diligently on this project. So thank you.
Nobody has anything? We will move on. All right, the update for the 2024 budget. We met with Fire and Parks, Police, Town Shop. When we started this budget project, we were a little over $1,022,000 short for the 2024 budget through some cost-cutting measures and some strategery, shall we say. We are currently sitting at $88,604.64 deficit. So we've closed the gap by almost $950,000. And when I say strategery, what I'd asked Clerk Harris to do is take all town-owned buildings and put them in a separate category. The town shop, the town office, the library, the buildings in the parks and so on. We still want parks to recognize if there's a problem with a building in the parks. We still want the library to let us know if there's something going on. But what we're trying to do is get realistic numbers. From what I could see is in the past, we've done some set-asides for repairs in the future that may not have been realistic. So what I'm hoping to do is set it up so we can find out what's realistic, get an inspector into these buildings to find out what needs to be fixed, if anything now, what can wait, what is the cost, and once it's fixed, what is the longevity, so we can, again, be fiscally responsible. I'd like to set this up for, well, long past, I would say at least the next 6 to 10 years. So, but that's where we're at. We've closed the gap by $950,000, and we still have some time to work on it.
When would you really like to have it nailed down to?
Well, it'll be probably October. When we go to the public meetings in November, I'll have a much better idea of what's left on roads, where we're at with, any leftover monies this year carrying forward. If we choose to adjust anything on capital, if we choose to make other changes compensation wise. So there's still a lot of changes. Yep. But
Even some little things like current vacancy in the town shop, which we're going to be talking about later, how it affects insurance and so on. We'll set it up for
Definitely.
2024. So we want
and putting generators too. We don't have generators in here, and we think we should talk about generators at our fire department in here. So that's another, we're going to be tweaking, might be adding some stuff and taking some stuff away yet. It's still early.
I just want to comment, I like your plan, Roger, for your thoughts on the buildings. Very kind of a rough comparison, but it reminds me a lot of how the prior chairman tackled the roads. Instead of dealing with one over here and one over there, let's just look at it all as a lump sum. Refresh ourselves on what all we're dealing with in total and try to make smart decisions that way. I do think sometimes in the end, you get a little more bang for your buck. So that's a good idea.
Thank
Keep
you.
it up.
Thank you. Any other comments? All right, thank you. Sue, you want to take that equalized value
Sure.
report?
The Equalized Value Report comes out every year. You can see in 2023 that we have a 20% change. We're at $1,432,460,400. It's like I said, an increase of 20%. You can see the 2022 total of $1,193,877.9. So
That's
people are
incredible.
moving in, things are
It's
happening.
incredible that it went up $400 million.
I know.
Because it seemed like it was just a couple of years ago when former Chairman Bruss proclaimed that we had tipped the 1 billion mark.
I was just thinking.
And here we are at $1,400,000,000
Mhm.
some million. We're so blessed to have that kind of tax base.
Absolutely.
Say the amount once more.
$1,432,460,400. But that's can be a devil's advocate too, because we have that equalized value, we don't qualify for grants and TIDs and TIFs because we have such a high tax base.
But like with the roads, for instance, the average road in Wisconsin, town road, it doesn't have a total reconstruct for 60 to 80 years.
Correct.
And here we are in our small town and we're doing it.
Because we're able to borrow off
Yeah.
of that equalized value. Like Mr. Swenson said not that long ago, some of our roads are the best roads that are being driven around the state. So
Yeah.
we are able to borrow millions of dollars based on that.
Thank you, Sue.
You're welcome.
Item H, Park Commission request to reallocate capital funding. Any comments on this one?
I had a question on it that
Sure.
might sound off the wall, but I think it pertains, and I trust your guys' judgment. I'm just gotta ask though, those AEDs, are they, in winter, do you gotta take them down or keep
They will
them
be
warm,
taken
I would
down.
imagine?
They will be taken down.
Okay.
The parks are typically closed, not to say people can't go through them or whatever, but they don't, the parks do not operate. It'll be maybe April when the weather turns nice enough and fall before it gets too chilly, I guess, they'll be taken in and stored indoors.
In this, but do they have to be still, like, are they built to handle the cold weather, do you know?
No, everything we've been told is.
Keep them warm?
Yeah, for the battery, sake of the battery life.
So I figured if it's 20 below and the batteries are dead, that'll still get you, it'll wake you up. But no, I was just curious about that. I figured it had been thought about, but I just wanted to make sure.
Yep.
Thank you.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
was just gonna say that I was supportive of the proposal. I mean, anytime we can create a higher level of service, especially in a life-saving situation in our community and in our parks and areas where people, especially in the summer, where large numbers of people congregate. I mean, I think it's a great thing.
Yeah, there's, in this time of year, there's activity there about 14, 16 hours a day some nights.
Yeah.
I don't think it's
Especially
bad.
with how popular the pickleball courts
That-
are and the
that's what I
physical
think about.
activity and, you know.
I mean, there's a lot going on there this time of year. There
Mhm.
really is. 10:30 at night, they're whacking pickleball.
Yeah.
They are.
They are, I know. It's
Or when
great.
there's concerts at the park and all kinds of things.
Yeah.
I had no beef with it otherwise.
My thought process is to approve reimbursing for the one at $1593.40. And before we commit to jumping to purchase a third, had you reached out to any of the nonprofits in the town asking if they wanted to sponsor an AED in the park? A lot of the nonprofits use the parks for their events. And maybe they'd want to put one up somewhere with a little plaque that says this was donated by. It would be an opportunity for them to get, recognition.
Well, that's a question I personally have not. Now going back to December, this started roughly soon. Chairman Ross at the time had reached out to some organizations and we never really heard back
Mhm.
about providing one. Now, the commission, specifically pickleball, donated one.
Right. You did-
but
and-
No,
I guess what I'm saying is you guys have done one. I'm in favor of the town reimbursing for the $1593. We still have to vote on it, but as far as purchasing an additional one, I would make a suggestion that you reach out and to any of the nonprofits, the Tavern League, the Lions, the Forward Three Lakes, the Fire Auxiliary, any of the nonprofits here and see if they'd be interested in sponsoring one with a plaque.
So do I reach out to Tavern League right now? Or?
It would have to be in a writing. You need a pen and paper?
And is the chamber still? Oh, 'cause I didn't know
Yep.
the chamber was still-
Pardon me, did I miss
The chamber, well, the chamber was behind you. I was like, well, I know the chamber at one point we thought,
That was,
previous?
that was previous.
Okay.
It had not gone through our board.
Okay,
So that
Okay.
we are budgetarily strapped at the moment, but
Okay.
next year it'll come back and the board is in favor of talking about it.
next year.
So,
Okay.
Jason, when would this purchase be made? Yet this year?
The one can wait, I guess, as we're approaching the end of summertime.
You would have one in each park, correct? At least one in Burnside and one in Williams?
Right now, there are two over at at Burnside. There's none over at Cy Williams.
Would it make sense to move one to Cy Williams and then look to place the third at Burnside? Or I guess it would depend on if you receive a nonprofit wants to sponsor, they might want
She's behind now.
Yeah. to, where they want to put it, which park they want to put it in. So, okay.
And I just recapping, the commission was, I guess, pretty firm in their conviction to have two given the size of Burnside Park.
Well, no,
One on the east, one on the west.
yeah, I understand that you have the two there. So, but so whether it, again, in a perfect world, if you were to get a donation from, and they want theirs, they want their donation to be recognized in Burnside, you could put the plaque over an existing AED, but have them buy one for the other park.
Yeah.
You don't have to move the AED, you just got to put the plaque where they want it.
Yep.
So,
Considering the time frame, I am all for, even if it comes to it, the town reimbursing for the third one, because I am all for safety and our public's health. But given the time frame that we wouldn't be buying it this year, I think that would give enough time to possibly get donations elsewhere. And then if you can't, we could see this back in the spring, early spring, when it would be time to actually buy the third one, if we're not going to buy it for this year anyway.
any other discussions? Or I'd be looking for a motion.
Yeah, I'll go along with your suggestion of buying one. I don't like the idea of taking money that wasn't spent and coming up with another reason to spend it.
You mean budgeted money that wasn't
Money is
Exactly.
budgeted, right?
Okay.
You know, it's taxpayer money, it's not our money.
Do you want to make that in a motion then?
I'll make a motion that we spend or transfer $1,593.40 to purchase an additional AED unit for the parks.
Wait, it would be reimbursed.
Reimburse them.
Reimbursed.
To reimburse the park commission 15, yeah.
Well, we're still transferring the money. out.
Right.
Correct.
Transfer.
correct. But
To the
it's a
park
purchase. I
commission.
just wanted to make sure
To reimburse.
to reimburse parks.
You're good with that? then?
Yeah.
I will second his motion.
Okay. Motion Cottingham, second Bohm. Any further discussion? Then I'll call the question. All in favor?
Aye.
5-0.
Thank you.
And Jason, if you need help crafting a letter, she's right next to me and I'm out of arm's reach, but
I'll be in touch.
Okay,
Sue is a wordsmith, so.
but we'll have Kelly put that on our next check run for you guys.
Licenses and permits. You have before you, go ahead, Sue. I forgot I released Renee.
That's okay. So you have a new liquor license application in front of you, and this is for Tavern on the Loop. They have new owners. We've run the background. They paid their fees. We're comfortable certifying that they meet our state statute and local ordinance for this new license to be approved.
Okay, they will have new owners. The
They will
sale,
have
the
September,
sale
yeah,
has
pending-
not closed yet. So
Yeah, is it
if we
September?
make a motion to approve, it needs to be pending the sale of the property.
I'll make a motion to approve the liquor license for TOTLOP LLC DBA Tavern on the Loop, subject to the closing of the sale.
Motion
Perfect.
Baltus,
Second.
second Olkowski. All in favor?
Aye.
5-0. Payment of the bills.
Okay, we have payroll check 55919 that were used for the biweekly payroll in the amount of $193.72. The biweekly payroll direct deposits were in the amount of $29,867.59. The electronic payment of payroll taxes was $10,976.77. The electronic payment of retirement was $12,397.62. Accounts payable checks 55893 through 55918 and 55920 through 55931 were used to pay expenses in the amount of $407,549.06. The electronic payment of employer portion of employee benefit was $999.62.
For a grand total of $461,984.38.
I'll make a motion to approve payment of the bills.
Motion Baltus,
I'll second.
second Bohm. All in favor?
Aye.
5-0. Public comments, start on this side. I always start on this side, so we'll start over here. Leah, anything? Jason? Jackie? No? Don? Okay, Colette?
Somebody, anybody.
Kathy?
I just want to introduce myself. My name is Kathy Schmidt, and I'm a fourth generation. I don't know only a couple of you, but I'm a fourth generation property owner in the town of Three Lakes. And right now I'm the president of Friends of Lone Stone. I want to let you know that the Lone Stone Lake Management Plan was accepted and filed with the DNR last fall. We used that management plan to apply for another DNR grant for small-scale milfoil removal, and we were awarded a 3-year grant that started this year. I noticed for some strange reason we weren't included in the United County grants when they were all listed, but we did win one, so we're really excited about that. We were able to hire a dash diving unit. There's a friend of 2 of our board members. The 3 guys worked a total of 6 days in July and August. They pulled 175 32-gallon barrels of milfoil out of the lake. And that's just the plants, no water. It's a huge amount. The vegetation's gonna be remapped again this fall, again funded by the grant through Many Waters. We're really, really pleased that we have a strong working relationship with both Oneida County Land and Water Management and also the DNR at Wineland. They're helping pay for some of the testing, the water testing and quality samples that we're doing. And we really want to work toward a working relationship with the town board. I want to put out a special thank you to former Supervisor Bull for helping us when he was on the board. And also let the chief know that we welcome police visits whenever they want us to know them. Thank you.
Thanks, Kathy.
Thank you.
And congratulations on your grants.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Pat, anything? Okay, Bob?
Just adjacent on the topic of AEDs, the fire department had offered last year to help another department in funding one. The problem now being is I'm looking to buy about 8 of them for us, but maybe we can get a bulk, the quantity discount or something. It'd be nice to get them all uniform, filled and color also. So we'll look at what you already have.
Okay.
See if that works.
Be in touch.
Thank you, Bob. Scott, anything? Chief, no?
West School Streets kicked off yesterday. Construction wise, they were able to tie into the storm sewer in a day. They initially thought it was going to be like a day and a half. I understand it's back open. The road will be, whatever they excavate will be put back, so it's still navigable and travelable. They want to find your code on by October 1st. Hopefully the service goes back.
Great, thank you. All right, at this time, I'd be looking for a motion to move into closed session.
I'll make a motion that we move into closed session in accordance with Wisconsin statute 19.85 sub 1 sub C, considering employment, promotion, compensation, or performance evaluation data of any public employee over which this body has jurisdiction or responsibility. Interview town shop labor driver applicant and discuss new job posting to replace Jason Ladua, town shop labor driver vacancy and employee 2024 compensation.
I need a second.
Second.
Second, Baltus. Roll call vote.
I'm not sure.
Polkowski,
Aye.
Baltus,
Aye.
Brisk, aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
All right, so we're gonna go into close.
We are now in
at
closed session.
6:02. I'm gonna stop everything.
Mhm.
Thanks, Jason.
Thank you, Jason.
Thanks, Jason.
Thank you.
Everybody has copies of the